I'm John Erie, and these here are Maine stories that as I've said before, my daughter wants me to tell people and put it up on the internet. It's kind of fun. I'm having good fun with it, and it's from, I've been calling it the Maine idea, and it really is the Maine idea. It's back probably from the 50s and 60s that I learned how to talk like this. It really is an authentic way of talking. You see, we Mainers talk like this. We study our Maine dialect in the off hours of the winter months around the hearths, the warmth of the campfires, and our wood stoves and stuff, so that we'll be totally unintelligible to the tourists when they come up here during the summer months. That's what we do. I shouldn't have told that secret, but now it's out. That's what we do. And during the winters, sometimes it used to get so cold up here in the 50s and 60s that if we're talking outside, our words would freeze. And so we'd have to gather them up, with a big shovel, bring them back in front of the wood stove, and then thaw out, figure out what the heck we've been talking about. Well, might be a little bit of exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Anyway, lately, here in the 2000s, and the 2018, I think is what it is this year, that we're awful thankful up in Maine for global warming, because the winters are a bit milder. It doesn't get down to more than 20 below sometimes in the winter months in northern Maine, and it makes the southern climes hotter in the summer, so they come up here and spend their money. We're grateful for that, and then they go home in the winter because it's it's nicer down there where they live. So all around, I think it's an awful good thing. We thank God for global warming up here in Maine, because it makes our winters a little milder and the summers a little richer for us. So we're grateful. And now that those GPS satellites are everywhere, nobody has to ask us Mainers for any directions anymore. Gollies, it used to be such fun. It really did. And of course, everybody's heard about the standard Maine directions of you can't get there from here. And we actually, years ago, my first wife and I, we were actually, before GPS and before good maps, we actually asked somebody to stand on a corner, do you know how to get such and such place? And he gave us these convoluted directions, and he said, and you'll see a man down there, you ask him, and he'll tell you the rest of the way. and that's also typical of Mainers. He'll tell you that's the truth. It actually happened to us. But anyway, in the Maine idea, the book that I mentioned, that I have, I can't find it. It's buried somewhere in my archives after I've moved 6, 8 dozen times, and I can't find it, but I've memorized most of it. But it's like the fellow, the tourist, he stopped and he says, can I get to Portland on this road? He says, why, sure you can get to Portland on that road. He says, well, how far is it to Portland? The guy says, well, when you start out, it seems a lot further than it is, but when you get there, you'll find out it ain't. And he says, well, what I was trying to get to is how far is it to Portland? So the guy thinks a minute, and he says, well, let me think. The way you're headed, if you really want to go that way, I wouldn't, because there's some stretches of really rough road the way you're headed, And he's thinking, and he says, it's about 30,000 miles the way you're headed. So if I was you, I'd change into that car.